Welcome back to Kiersti's Virtual Classroom. Lab 11 is looking at groundwater. So the first thing you're going to do is look at some groundwater maps from Madeira. So they're linked here, and they're also linked in the module underneath the lab. So you'll open those. They should download for you. They are in files. And they each have a different year, so you'll notice that they have a different date. But they all have a green star in the same location for all the maps. So this is a lot like topographic maps, but here you're looking at groundwater. So this is the elevation of the water below ground. Okay, so like this 200 line is 200 feet above sea level, but it's still below ground. So Fresno is around 320, 325 feet of elevation on the ground surface. So about 125 feet down is where you would find groundwater. Okay, so you'll just read these maps and record what elevation this green star is located. And you'll notice that it'll change over time and you'll start to see the numbers drop. Okay, so pay attention to the date and what elevation is crossing the star. So you'll input that here, and this is a numerical input, so you just need to put the number in. Okay, don't have to write feet. So I believe if you start putting in something, yeah, so if you start putting in letters, it'll tell you only put numerical values in here. Okay, so there's a few questions on those maps going through each of the years, and then it'll ask you some follow-up questions like what's happening to groundwater, why would it change over time, things like that. Okay, and then when you're done with the maps, you're going to navigate to this website and answer the questions that follow. So we'll go to this website, and it'll kind of be something that you play with. So this is looking at, so we'll start with, I think it says, which one does it have to start with? The simple water model. So we'll click on simple water model. And it gives you some material to work with. So this is the underground surface. So the surface would be up here. And you can either add water or you can make it rain. So let's just see what happens when you push play. So here it's raining. You're going to watch where all of the water molecules kind of flow, where they collect. And so this is basically how groundwater is generated. And you'll see a collection of it at the bottom here at the lowest point, right? So water flows downhill, so it'll collect in the lowest area, even underground. Okay, so you'll go through a couple of different simulations with this, looking at different things, and you can play around with it too. You can watch the water level, you can watch water level output. So this is something that you can play around with, but you also have questions to answer. So it'll tell you exactly what it wants you to do, and then observe how things are moving, what happens when rain hits the surface, where does it go, where does the water collect, kind of already talked about that just a second ago. And then it gives you to go through the different scenarios that are listed under the templates, and then you just answer the questions that follow. Okay. So the next we have kind of understanding groundwater flow and then kind of working with some contaminants. So what you're going to do here is you're going to make your own map, and I'll insert or I'll link a video from one of my older labs from last semester and where they had the pen and paper already, kind of describing, there's some other portions of the lab that are in here, but you don't do them on paper, you do them in the quiz, but this portion will be the same, so I'll kind of tell you exactly where to look for. And it'll describe exactly how to make your map. The first thing you want to do is label all of your points, and then from there you want to start creating contour intervals at 5 feet. And if you get stuck, don't try to fret over this. Do the best that you can. You can either print this out or you can redraw this on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be exact. I just kind of want you to practice getting used to determining where the lowest point would be based on the elevations that you're given. Again, it does not have to be perfect, but I will show you a video that kind of goes through all of that. Okay. And then it has some questions based on the map that you drew, whether you would see contamination, which compass direction would groundwater flow, things like that. Okay. So hopefully this helps you a little bit, and I will see you in the next video.